Hello there, Gemini. Welcome to your September 2023 reading. Let's open up the month with White Buffalo Calf Woman Reverence. So this month we're in Virgo season, and that represents your 4th house. Now this is a more powerful Virgo season than normal because we have Mercury retrograde in Virgo as well. So your ruling planet, this is a planet that rules you, is doing a retrograde and is in Virgo, which actually Mercury is at its highest potential, its strongest force in Virgo, because it rules Virgo as well, but it's also an exaltation in Virgo. So this is a super powerful month. Now for you, Gemini, what we're really doing is this beautiful blending of your head and your heart space. There's this opportunity to really connect both head and heart and bring coherence there, bring alignment there, so that they're operating for the same purpose, so that they're moving towards the same goal. Because you have the Venus retrograde, which is happening in your 3rd house. So Venus moved retrograde in Leo on July the 23rd, and that represents your 3rd house. And your 3rd house is the house of your head. And Venus is in Leo is activating your heart, so head and heart. And then at the same time, we have this crossover retrograde as well with Mercury retrograde, your ruler. Mercury being the planet of the head, doing a retrograde in Virgo in your 4th house. The 4th house being the house of your emotions, of your heart. So head and heart blending is really important. Now, the way that we do this is through reverence, right? So through this reverent bow to the power of our heart, our mind has to drop into our heart space, and our heart is taking the lead. So when we're looking at our head and our heart is the magnet. Our heart, with an open heart, draws experiences to us. The brain is the signal. The brain sends a signal to the universe, telling the universe what experiences it wishes to draw, and the heart draws it in. There is this other component, right, of Taurus energy. There's this Taurus energy that you've been dealing with all year. In your 12th house, it's been creating an ascension for you, like a spiritual awakening or a spiritual ascension. You've been being pulled up, leveling up your being. It hasn't been easy, but this month is making really beautiful, harmonious, positive energy towards this Mercury retrograde. So it's bringing that ascension process that you've been going through, this like unraveling, almost like a lotus flower blooming up through the murky mud, through the dark waters, and blossoming on the top, the petals unfolding. This is the process. This is what's happening for you this month. If you've been engaging in this process, if you've been working with it instead of avoiding it, instead of escaping from it, if you've been uplifting yourself, if you've been aligning yourself, connecting with the divine, communing with the divine, doing the work, you'll be coming to this month with through this lens of peace, of harmony, of reconciliation. That's what Venus has been doing as well, has been trying to bring more harmony, more alignment, particularly within your thought space. So uplifting your thoughts into more loving thoughts, more harmonious thoughts. So the way that you speak to yourself, the way you speak to others, the way you speak to the world, your inner dialogue, your external dialogue, being more loving, being more easy, being more honorable, so that you are being gentle and kind and compassionate. That has been the purpose to this Venus retrograde. Now Venus will move direct on September 4th. Okay, and so, but we're still in the post-retrograde shadow for the whole of September, so we're still dealing with this, but with the forward momentum, we get to integrate it. So we've learned a lot of lessons. You would have learned a lot of lessons about your speech, about your inner dialogue, about how loving or unloving it is, how gentle and kind it is, or how harsh and mean it is, and you've been learning those lessons. Now you get to take those lessons and integrate them in real time. Start practicing more loving dialogue, practicing more loving words, more loving thoughts in real time as experiences come up in your life. We are working on unconscious processes, particularly with the Mercury retrograde component as well. So there's unconscious becoming conscious. You may be overloaded, inundated with unconscious processes that require improvements, require upliftments. But you're doing the work with this reverence card here. You're doing the work. You're aligning with spirit. So it's really good. This is a massive component to your spiritual journey, Gemini. Okay, and so you're coming into this reading as the Knight of Wands. So that's telling me that you're coming in with a sense of purpose, with a sense of passion. You're feeling fired up. So the Leo energy is about creativity as well. So you may have had a creative spark lit within you. You may have had some creative ideas come to the surface, maybe some ways of being more creative, of being more passionate in life. So I feel like up until recently, there's been a lack of passion in your life. There's been like a dullness of your fire. Your fire within has been dampened, possibly by overwhelming circumstances or overwhelming experiences. This is kind of how an ascension works, right? When we're having these spiritual awakenings, it starts off pretty uncomfortable. There's some pretty hard things that we have to go through. Awakenings are not easy. So that has been something you've had to work through, but now this spark has been lit within you. You've been ignited. Maybe you have some sort of drive, some sort of motivation. Something's come into your life to motivate you, that you've got your eye on the prize. With the eagle here, you know, this eagle on the card, you've got this higher vision, this eyesight that you are looking towards something with passion, with fire in your belly. And the universe needs you to keep going, the Two of Coins. The universe needs you to juggle a little bit right now. So there may be a lot on your plate. There may be a lot of work for you to do. You may have to burn the candle at both ends, so to speak, but also remembering to take care of yourself to create balance. So if you have a creative inspiration, a hobby, a passion, something you're really excited about, you may throw yourself into that, but remembering not to neglect your physical health, your physical well-being, your mental health, your mental well-being, but also not neglecting the things you need to do in your daily experience to keep your daily experience ticking over, you know, work, all that kind of stuff. To make sure that you are tending to yourself, tending to your body. Needs you to be balanced at this time. And the environment is showing you where you are keeping yourself stuck for the purpose, you know, the environment is showing you toxic patterns. The devil is showing you where you're trapped in toxic cycles, okay? I've talked about that a lot just before about this, like toxic thought habits, toxic emotional habits that are coming from the unconscious. The environment is showing you that. So you're seeing that reflected back to you within the environment. You're seeing it play out in real life. So if you're looking at your environment and you're feeling uncomfortable, you don't like what you see, know that there is limiting beliefs, there's limiting processes within that are keeping you stuck in this toxic cycle. There may be manipulation, there may be gaslighting, that kind of stuff, or maybe you're doing that to yourself. So you are seeing that. You're seeing the results of that. Now, this is worth investing in. 7 of Coins on the bottom of the deck tells me that you are investing your energy in your future. So you're investing this juggle that you're doing, this fire that's been lit within yourself, this work that you're doing with aligning your head and your heart is an investment. It's worth it. Things will grow from it, and you may not see it this month, but things will start to improve. Keep going, Gemini. So we have the 8 of Coins. Again, that's that investing in yourself, investing in your future. So the 8 of Coins is mastery over skills, mastery over what you need to know, what you need for your future. With the Page of Coins as well, again, mastery, learning. This is about learning. So it's really exciting for me to see these cards coming out for you, Gemini, because what it means is you're moving out of that sort of darker, more like spiritual phase of the awakening, of the ascension. You're moving out of that devil phase and starting to find some solid strategy, starting to find something solid that you can implement in your physical reality. These Coins cards are very physical, so you're grounding this into the physical reality. The 8 of Coins is the card that's ruled by Virgo. That's that Virgo energy, Mercury in Virgo. That's about mastery. It's about self-mastery, okay? I have done a separate video on the Mercury retrograde. It goes in all the detail about Virgo, about Mercury retrogrades, what to do with it, how to utilize it. And there's a separate tarot card reading for each zodiac sign. So I go into heaps of detail. Go and watch that. So this is about getting mastery over yourself. So when the Eight of Coins comes up, when the Page of Coins comes up, there's stuff for you to learn. There's stuff for you, some way that you can develop this self-development. And this is about investing. Like I said, Seven of Coins may take some time. It may take some energy. It may take a lot of balancing. Say you have to take night classes to learn a new skill, or you want to go back to university, or whatever it is, you know. Or even if you're doing some sort of like informal training, like communication training or anger management training or something like that, to learn how to speak more gently, to be more loving, that kind of stuff. So you may need to do that in your spare time. You may be fired up and driven to do that in your spare time. I do recommend you do it. There's a lot going on. Seven of Cups, a lot on your plate. You may have a lot of directions you want to go in. Maybe you don't even know what direction is the right direction for you. But as long as you're putting one foot in front of the other, Gemini, as long as you're doing something physical, something tangible, something that you can see is will have a result in the future, then you're on the right track. You have the Hanged Man and the Hermit. Beautiful. So again, the Hanged Man is about changing your perspective to reach enlightenment. And we've talked about that. You are literally in this spiritual awakening energy all year, and especially like until about May next year. So this is a good amount of time that you'll still be working through this awakening, this enlightenment energy, but it's about shifting your perspective. The Mercury retrograde is asking you to shift your perspective to be more heart-led, more heart-driven, allowing your emotions to guide you. Your emotions are your guidance system. That's the point to them. You feel emotions as a language, as a message to tell you where you are in terms of your alignment and things that need to be changed, things that need to be shifted in order to get to where you're trying to go, to where your eyes fixed on the prize. Your emotions will guide you there. And there's this Mercury retrograde, it's helping you to see that, but there's a change of perspective that is needed at this time so you don't end up staying stuck. This is what this learning is all about. The learning that you do, if you enroll in some sort of course, if you work on a skill that you can teach yourself, and whatever it is for you, is going to change your perspective. You're going to change your thought habits as a result of that. When you have more knowledge, you can change what you think. Now, the Hermit card is the card of Virgo, and it is Virgo energy. It's Virgo season, Mercury in Virgo, so it's not surprising this Hermit card has come up, but it's an indicator that it's that deep dive you're doing within on the internal level. Again, like I said, going in and connecting with your heart space, connecting with what is true within you, finding any sort of toxicity, any of this devil stuff, finding any limiting processes, finding anything that is not beneficial, is not going to help you move forward, and investing your time to uplift them, investing your time to bring the unconscious up into the conscious. We're shining a light on it. This is what the Mercury retrograde is doing. It's shining a light on the unconscious. So this is what you're working on. It will help you to become more clear as you're moving through the month with the Seven of Cups. It will help you to gain more clarity about the right direction for you if you engage in this work. We have the Page of Swords. So there could be communications. Yep. So this is a month of that. We've got, like I said, we've got the third house activated with the Venus retrograde. We've got the Mercury retrograde. So this is a time of communication for you, Gemini. You may receive communication. People may want to talk to you. They may give you ideas. You may receive an idea from your own source. Have a really good idea from this as you start to navigate through this learning. You may reach a new level of understanding and go on a new direction on a mental level. So this is a really great time to follow your mind and use your mind. So the heart leads, right? We're tapping into the heart space to lead the way, and the mind then sort of molds around the heart energy and acts kind of like a rudder to direct it. So the mind is directing the creative force. You've got this creative force, Knight of Wands, creative heart space energy, And then the mind, your mental habits, your thought processes, your beliefs, they help to shift it, to move it so that you can move forward in this direct line towards what you're trying to achieve for yourself. So making decisions, talking about the future in a positive way, talking about yourself in a positive, loving way, thinking about yourself in a positive, loving way. You may feel inspired when you start working with new ideas, new concepts, new learning. And that inspiration may uplift your thoughts so that you're thinking more positively, and then you can tap into new thoughts, because as you uplift your vibration, the law of attraction will draw new thoughts to you, and you may come up with new ideas, and that's really exciting. That's a good indicator that you're on the right track, Gemini. Okay, we have hope and happiness, and gratitude and appreciation. I do feel like this is very hopeful energy. I think this is the first reading I've done for Gemini in a long time that has felt hopeful, because you've been going, like I said, you've been going through that awakening, that ascension. It's felt really heavy, really dark. There's been a lot of heaviness and processes to go through. A lot has been coming out of the unconscious, a lot coming up from the subconscious. A lot of Geminis have been escaping into drugs, alcohol, TV, toxic thoughts. You know, there's been like this real tendency to move into avoidance. And this month it feels like something tangible has come into your experience, something your brain and your heart can latch onto, that you can see the light again. You can see hope. Hope is a really powerful, really important emotion to be able to foster, to be able to tap into, because when we have hope, we have faith that things will work out, that we can change our experience, that things can get better. When we feel hopeless, we feel like there's no point, because things cannot get better. So it's really great that there's this hope and happiness available to you now. And that does come from appreciation and gratitude. So if nothing else, this month, tapping into this appreciation and gratitude and reverence, being in awe of the universe, being in awe of what comes to you, being in awe of your own strength. You've had to be very strong, Gemini, to get through the last few months. Be grateful not only to the universe and to other people, but to yourself. Show yourself gratitude and appreciation for always having your back, for getting yourself through this, for having hope, for being able to tap into happiness. I think whatever this Eight of Coins, Page of Coins thing is for you is going to inspire, is going to give you a new oomph of energy, a new burst of inspiration, a new burst of excitement. And that's going to bring you in alignment with this hope and happiness. So appreciate that for what it is. Show it appreciation, show it gratitude, whatever it is that will build the momentum for you there. And we have surrender to joy. You know, we start Libra season, okay? So on the 23rd of September, the sun will move into Libra. We start Libra season, and that is your 5th house. Now, Mars is already in Libra. Mars will be in Libra all month. So you are tapping into this 5th house energy. The 5th house is the house of joy. It is also the house of creativity. It's the house of our inspiration, our desires, our passions. So it's almost like you're really tapping into that energy from the very beginning of the month, using that Mars burst of passion and inspiration and tapping into your authentic and unique pure desires and joy. So the 5th house is our desires. This Knight of Wands, this Eight of Coins, Page of Coins may be a new desire coming up for you, a new exciting thing, like a hobby or a passion or something creative that you can really sink your teeth into, is what I'm hearing for you, Gemini. That's what's going to bring this lightness, this hope and happiness, back to your being, to your state of being. So that 5th house Libra season is really great for you. So we're looking at the end of September and into October. And you know, the great thing about that is Venus will be moving direct. Mercury will be moving direct. So we're moving slowly out of that retrograde energy. So it's a really nice positive time to really look to the future with these open eyes, these open happiness. Now, this card says a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Savoring it is this gratitude and appreciation. We savor it by allowing our whole being to feel it. So opening your heart to joy, allowing joy to be experienced, and being grateful for anything that brings you joy. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy, letting the joy in, especially if you haven't been feeling joy for a long time. If you find anything that brings you joy, tap into it, use it, and use it as the buffer to get the momentum going, to get you back on track, Gemini. Okay, and we have take 5 or more minutes to concentrate on a divine feeling or a higher thought, doing your best to block out all other distractions. So basically telling you to meditate. Okay, at least 5 minutes, if not, usually around 15 to 20 minutes is the optimal amount. The Mercury retrograde is always a time of meditation, is the key component to getting through a Mercury retrograde successfully, especially for you, Gemini, as Mercury is your ruling planet. So meditating on the sensation of joy, on gratitude and appreciation, on hope and happiness. If you can elicit any of those emotions within a meditative space, you are on the right track. It will be the quickest, most powerful way for you to bring more of that into your life, to manifest more of it into your life, to manifest this awesome 8 of Coins, Page of Coins opportunity that's available to you. The Knight of Wands opportunity that's available to you is by tapping into these emotions here: hope and happiness, joy, gratitude and appreciation, and sustaining that emotion for at least 5 minutes in your being, blocking out all else. Like I said, do not allow distractions and avoidance to take place. A lot of Geminis have done that. So if you've done that in the past, that's okay. But this month, choose a different approach. Okay, and we have always look for the good, even in the most difficult situations. Looking for the good helps you to foster that feeling of hope. It helps you to feel like there is something worth moving forward with. When we feel hopeless, there is this feeling that there's nothing worth even getting out of bed for. There's nothing worth us being alive for. So we have to try and find the good, even in the most difficult situations. There's always a silver lining. There's always 2 sides to every situation. You get to choose which side you see. You get to choose which side is your reality. So look for the good. Choose the good. And we have make gentleness a habit. That comes back to that Venus retrograde, like I was talking about. You've been learning since the end of July all about being more gentle, being more easy in your thoughts, in how you speak to yourself, in what you think about yourself, but also how you speak to others and what you think about other people as well. There's been this real softening of any harshness within your mind space, okay, within your thoughts, your communications, your belief systems. So make that, but what it's saying is making that a habit is, even though Venus starts moving direct and is going to move out next month and will move on to, and that retrograde period will be over, you need to continue that work. Continue doing that so it becomes a habit, so it becomes automatic. That becomes your unconscious processes. This has been a time of changing unconscious processes, but there's still work to do. You still have to be deliberate. You still have to be conscious for a little bit longer. It takes a long time to form a habit. It takes a long time to wire your brain so that your neural pathways are connected in that way. It's repetition. Repetition is the only way really to do it. So be mindful and conscious of being gentle, constantly keep repeating it until you're doing it unconsciously. Okay, that is your reading for this month, Gemini. I hope this was beneficial for you. Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. That really helps me. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Take care.